Blooms so big, they're visible from space. A massive bloom that started in western Lake Erie made its way east to the Lake Erie Islands, Port Clinton, and Sandusky this summer.
Now, while that bloom typically goes away in early fall, another type does survive much longer. So scientists are studying it.
In this News 5 original, Olivia Fecto shows us how they're hoping to make Sandusky Bay a safer place.
Meet the team battling the bloom.
If you've been out there, it's a really remarkable and horrible looking thing.
That's George Bullerjohn, a biology professor at Bowling Green State University. He's talking about the scum on the surface of Lake Erie, an algae bloom caused by cyanobacteria called Microcystis.
It produces a toxin called Microcystin, which shut down the Toledo water supply.
But that's not the organism he and his team, including PhD student Michelle Nudek, are fighting.
In Sandusky Bay, there's a different cyanobacterium which blooms and it produces the same toxin, but it behaves very differently.
The bad guy in this bloom, Planktothrix. Its toxin is harmful to people and animals alike. Problem is, this bloom lasts much longer than the one in the open lake.
We're looking at an event that starts in mid-May and goes all the way to the beginning of October.
Sometimes the end of October. So Bullerjohn's team is trying to find the best way to beat it back to keep people healthy and save money.
It limits recreational exposure. That means the water treatment plant has to do all sorts of procedures to neutralize the toxin, which costs money.
For people living near and playing in the bay, it's not as easy to see the algae that could hurt you.
Microcystis is little round balls, and they'll go through and stick to each other, and you get those mats and you get that thick soup of water.
Michelle Nudek says this bloom is different. It just stains the water green. It survives and thrives in the bay where there's low nitrogen, low light, and heavy sediment.
386.6.
386, that's going high. 386, okay.
Even though the bloom is gone for the season,
Under bloom conditions, we see the pH rise above 9.
winter is coming and the team's work is far from over.
We want to understand sort of what the baseline community is under a non-bloom condition.
One thing these scientists keep an eye on is the level of the water. You can see where the levels were earlier this summer compared to where they are now. The team from Bowling Green says the extra water meant more nutrients in the water due to soil erosion, and that may have contributed to the algae bloom here in Sandusky Bay.
The team is working with others to install sensors and equipment to keep this battle with the bloom going all winter long, providing data about water flow and helping the team figure out what helps the bloom survive or kills it.
Having these sensors in place allows us to assess this on a day-to-day, if not hour-by-hour basis.
Their ultimate goal is to limit the bloom, maybe by putting vegetation in the bay to keep the water cleaner, conditions the bloom doesn't like.
Let's improve it so that more people have a chance to use it throughout the summer.
Making Sandusky Bay safer for drinking water and for fun. Olivia Fecto, News 5.
9 people are